We're here today at Bottle Green Training to talk to them about all the qualifications they offer through Skills and Education Group Awards.
I'm Sarah Parkhouse. I'm one of the directors here. I'm also the quality manager and programme lead for the Level 2 qualification at the office.
Hi, I'm Jude Parry. I'm the director for Bottle Green. I have more of a safeguarding role and financial role within the business of Bottle Green.
So we offer a variety of different qualifications and apprenticeships within the animal care sector. Myself and Jude took over as directors in 2008. Prior to that, we'd also been teaching here for a few years whilst working in clinical practice as registered veterinary nurses. Passion? Yeah. I think not that clinical practice isn't rewarding, it is. But I think once you get into education and you meet those learners and you see the needs that they have and the aspirations that they have, I think that passion to want to help them, to want to educate them, to share your knowledge, which is really important. Yeah. 2008 when we came, there was 24 learners in the books. It was only offering veterinary nursing at that point. Where we are today, we've got 274 learners on the books offering level 2 qualifications in both veterinary care assistants. We look at sort of handling restraint apprenticeships and the level 3, and we've just got approval for the behaviour course that we're kind of looking at the moment, hope to progress that in the future.
Because we were so focused on level 3 when we first started, because that was what we knew, and obviously that's where we were qualified in. But then to take the level 2 to actually give these students a proper qualification that wasn't just something that they brought off the internet, that was a really good quality, well-respected qualification that their employers respected. It improved their role with their work and their standing within the practice, didn't it, as well? And it's something that we felt there was a hole almost in the market within the veterinary industry for that, and it was about making sure that everybody was recognised for what they did.
I think it gives them that baseline for any animal care career that they want to go into. So the actual sort of indicative content and the syllabus that's within it is really crucial. We're starting with customer care, we're looking at reception elements, we're leading on to do animal welfare. We've got the anatomy and physiology, so you've got the science implication within there. And then focusing more as we go further afield towards the end of that level 2 qualification, thinking about infection control and all those things that are really important, not only within a veterinary practice, but other animal care industries, so maybe catchers, kennels, groomers, all of those sort of impacts that we have there. So for us, it gives them that grounding, it gives them that base level for if they want to progress to a higher level qualification, or if they just want to stay within their role, and that's okay. Really, really well. We've been involved with a lot of the changes over the time with the syllabus. So I know our representative that we have, our regional manager, has been fantastic in terms of getting us involved with any sort of trailblazers that have been happening within there, but also in terms of informing us of other qualifications that they could go on to offer. For example, first aid level 3 and the behaviour, they weren't necessarily things that we thought about offering. And through discussions and our annual reviews that we have, it was, have you thought about this? And advancing it and looking at different options to support.
It just improves our portfolio in the fact that we can actually become almost a one-stop shop for employees. It's not just sticking to veterinary care assistants, veterinary nurses. We can actually, particularly the first aid, we can put that out more towards receptionists, and so that everybody, for us, it improves welfare because everybody's going to be able to do the best that they can, and that's where we come from. And that's really why behaviour became so interesting to us, because it's all about the understanding, and that underpins everything with us, is that yes, we want to provide a really good education, but at the same level we want to make sure there's really good welfare for the animals that people work with.
We do have a portfolio of employers whereby we can have that two-way link between recruitment for them, but also them coming to us because they've worked with us for X amount of years to say, we've got this learner, this is where we are. We go through the interview process and we look at the different routes or the options that are available for them. Inclusivity.
Yeah.
So we're hugely passionate about inclusivity and being very aware of neurodiverse needs and disability needs, and we have a huge array of learners that we do support with those needs. We spend an awful lot of time working with other organisations to sort of empower learners that may have a disability or neurodivergence, and looking at how the animal care sector is a really good sector to go into, and that all your needs will be met within that from an education perspective. But we spend a lot of time with employers as well, emphasising that, and that to us is really, really important.
The neurotypical students, I don't want to think that we forget about them. They're supported as well equally, aren't they? It's just that we don't see neurodivergence as a disadvantage either. So we try to make sure that everybody's on the same level. Nobody's advantaged more, but nobody's disadvantaged either.
Mm-hmm.
We would like to maintain the quality, which is something that we're very proud of. We would like to empower more students with neurodivergence to realise that it's not a disadvantage, and actually it can be a real advantage working within the animal care sector, and just with the right support you can really succeed and do really, really well.
I qualified about 19 years ago now as a veterinary nurse, so I'm still in practice currently as well as working at Bottle Green training. To me it was really important to see what would help the students in everyday practice. So I've worked alongside amazing animal care assistants and amazing student nurses, and going on to veterinary nurses. So I suppose for me, I hopefully can bring the importance of what's happening in practice. So we decided when we ran the course here how important the A&P side is. So the anatomy and physiology, so the science side alongside the nursing that they'll kind of cover in practice. It's a really chunky subject, anatomy and physiology, and it's really important from a science point of view. So to give them that science qualification, we feel that it's, they deserve to have a really good understanding of anatomy and physiology. Some of our guys will go on to do vet nursing, and some guys will stay in practice and be really strong, confident animal care assistants. So either way, it will give them a massive support of science-based. So whatever qualification they may go on to do, if they do go on, they've got that really good basic understanding. And if they continue in practice, it gives them a big understanding of kind of what's happening, with our patients, so from the medical side as well. We are hugely supportive of our students. They come in regularly, they get the support. We've got a really close network here, which we don't necessarily see in larger establishments. So that is really important. We also do a lot of CPD, so continued professional development for qualified nurses as well. So we get to feed out to practices. We've got some amazing members of staff here that have got extra qualifications, and we kind of are able to put that in there as well. So we continue, for me, we're managing, our level 2s, level 3s and above. There's lots of things in the padwork to kind of continue with that, so that's really important.
Hi, my name's Lucy. I started at Bottle Green on level 2, and that's now progressed me on to the level 3 veterinary nursing. I started at my career job as a receptionist, wanting to progress to be a nurse, and then I didn't get my science, so my work were really happy to put me through Bottle Green level 2 to get the right qualification to get me into the level 3 course. Year 1 compared to year 2 was a breeze. There's a bit more work in year 2, but it's nothing that you can't handle. You just got to kind of prioritise things, be organised, and I don't think it's overwhelming. It's just You've got to make sure you plan right, that's all. So I never knew what I wanted to do. So I was in retail for 5 years, and I've always thought I love animals. I love the animals that I've got. I love everyone else's animals, and just the thought of being able to work with them every day, care for them, try and help them feel better. I just thought that would be a dream to do it every day for work. My work, I've always used Bottle Green. Apart from people that have qualified from like the uni way, they've always sent people through Bottle Green, so it was their kind of straight go-to. So they have a lot of faith and trust Bottle Green. They've had so many students that qualify, so it's just kind of their first point of call. I say do it because it's only 3 years, and out of a whole life, I really wish I did it sooner and knew what I was doing instead of wasting so many years in a different job. If you're thinking about doing it, just go for it.
I'm Wayne Beardmore. I work at Blended Vets in Ashbourne, Derbyshire, and I'm just currently doing my level 3 nursing. And I just took the plunge this 1 month, so we started trying to get a veterinary, and then just went through the level 2 with these and the functional skills, so I had new GCSEs, and just gone from there, and just going up to doing level 3. I think it's just the animal side of things, to be fair. I've always wanted to do it, but when I was at school, I don't want to go to college, and that's when I leave school and going to work, and I just got fed up doing the same work every day. That's why I'm going to take the plunge to try and get into veterinary. Here, like I say, the support and what you get taught, and each individual person is absolutely brilliant. You can't fault them. Yeah, it's good. It was hard at first, because it's get back into studying again at my age as well. But yeah, it's once got the ball rolling, it was a lot easier and got me head around it. It's just get back into the learning side of things again. Well, I qualified, but then I wanted to pursue exotics. Don't really see exotics much in practice, so it needs to be put on the map, I think, as I say, to get it more used in practice. I would advise anyone to come to Bottle Green.